Hello, so today I'm gonna be doing a wash and go using Mousse only, and I'm pretty excited. This is my hair with no product and it's perfectly hydrated. I'm gonna tell you the story. Long story short, I was painting the room and I just kept bumping into the cabinet, and the cabinet was wet with paint, so I had so much paint in my hair, so I had to wash my hair 3 times to get all the paint out. And this is my hair, perfectly fine with no product. I also want to make a note that you don't need to define your hair. That is a choice. You can have healthy hair by trimming every 3 months and washing it weekly. Like this, I could go out like this, to be honest. I wouldn't really need to define it. And this goes for all hair types, 4C, 3A. You don't need to define your hair. But for the girlies who want definition, okay, so this is for you. So I'm going to be washing my hair. I'm gonna list the products below, and it's gonna take me about an hour max. So I'm gonna go into full detail, and let's get into it. Typically, when I am washing my hair, I would like to let it soak for a very long time until I'm sure that's fully wet. I have extremely low porosity hair on the majority of my head, with high porosity at the very nape of it. As you guys know, Redken is a very high quality salon grade product. It is extremely clarifying and it does its job. But right now I am smoothing, and smoothing is the most important part of my routine. And I learned this from so many stylists. This is how you train your curl pattern to emerge and not only not shrink up, but elongates it as well. And the more you do this, the more your hair will accept the curls and it will just look better and look longer. So when I am smoothing, I am doing it in mini sections. I'm doing small sections, big sections, I'm doing it all just to make sure every strand is not only cleansed, but it is being defined as well. I get it very foamy, very soapy, and honestly this part takes the longest, but this part, if you mess up your shampoo, you're messing up your entire look. If you are doing a wash and go, typically if I wasn't doing a wash and go, I wouldn't focus as much on smoothing, but since it is a wash and go, the shampoo is the most important part. as I am working the shampoo in, I am making sure to get my scalp. I know a lot of people may need to cleanse their scalp more than I would, and I probably should have focused more on the scalp, but when I do cleanse my scalp, I do not whatsoever scrunch the hair. I just weave my fingers through the hair and I would massage the scalp just like that. I'm not scratching with my nails. I'm not doing anything like that. I am just cleansing the scalp. Finished smoothing, I just wanted to show you guys what one side looks like versus the other side, and as you can see, it's very defined, very smooth. And this side I did smooth it, but you could see it's not enough, so I wanted to really accentuate that part of me just knowing when to stop smoothing, because I do it based on its physical look and physical touch.
Talk about the way that you be sinking to the floor. Oh, you can't help me. Now I'm all alone. Sit in my doing. Sit in my doing. Outside it's getting colder. Why does it feel like I'm older than I asked to be? But when you say my name, it all falls away so tenderly. Don't you wait for something more? I'll still be sinking to the floor. Oh, you tried to help me. Why do I feel so cold? Sit in my doing. 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 Oh. Sit in my doing.
So as I finish up now, it is time to rinse out all of the shampoo out my hair. Some people, they will do a clarifying shampoo at least once a month and then do a second wash for moisturizing shampoo. And I know Redken is moisturizing, so I just shampoo once, but I know some people shampoo twice. When I am conditioning my hair, I think this part is where I use so much water, more than I would for shampoo, just because conditioner is really water activated. And honestly, you could get away with using one palmful of conditioner for your whole head if you use enough water, to be honest. But you know, I'm an addict when it comes to conditioner, so I use a lot when you really shouldn't have to be doing that. So just use a lot of water for sure.
you ever notice? Did you ever notice? What you do, it takes a toll on me. What you do, it takes a toll on me. Did you ever notice?
Term that I see stylists use in terms of using water with conditioner. It's called marrying in the conditioner. It would not come out of that bottle. But yeah, I make sure the hair is completely soaking wet when I put the conditioner in. And I know a lot of people step out the shower to put their conditioner in. And it's, to be honest, it's more effective in the shower just because a spray bottle will not give you as much water as the shower would. And you could see I'm like putting a little bit at a time just to spread it, but not enough to rinse it out.
Did you ever notice? Could have been, should have been, so much more. Could have been, should have been, so much more. And you try and try and try and try, but you could have been, should have been. And you try and try and try and try, but you could have been, should have been more. It's such a tiring ride. Oh, with the weight of expectations always taking up your time to fight the meaningless tide. It's been dragging all the victims down to their own demise. Could have been, should have been, so much more. Could have been, should have been, so much more. Could have been, should have been, so much more. Could have been, should have been, so much more. Could have been, should have been, so much more. Could have been, should have been, so much more. Could have been, should have been, so much more. Could have been, should have been, so much more.
My sandpaper side engraves a line into the rust of your tongue. Girl, I could have been someone to you. Would have painted the skies blue, baby blue, if you knew.
I love the Easy Detangler brush. I kind of threw away that plastic piece that came with it, and I kind of like scrunched the whole brush together. I feel like it's more effective on wet hair, and you can see I don't really have to take much time to detangle my hair because the comb kind of just goes right through it, and a lot less breakage because my hair is kind of like 99% detangled by the time I actually detangle it. And I think about 6 months ago I used to have to step out the shower, section my hair, and take another hour to detangle my hair. So smoothing actually does save a lot of time in terms of detangling. And yeah, it's pretty simple, pretty easy. Of course, when I am done detangling, I do make sure to smooth a lot more, just to put those clumps back into place, because of course detangling it would, separate those clumps. So I try to smooth a lot and keep incorporating water as I'm detangling so I have as little breakage as possible.
You could see my shadow crossing your path. It won't be the last, baby. You are my baby.
There you can see it. No breakage, only like a few strands, but that's all that was in the brush. And then I go on to smooth again and put those clumps back in.
Bobbing on the bobbing on the bobbing on the bobbing. She was bobbing, I was bobbing. My heart was stopping, she was bobbing.
Oh no, she likes another boy, and I'm feeling sad. And at the end of the day, I know there was something that we had. I see her kissing with my eyes, and it makes me mad. But at the end of the
And as I rinse it out, now it is time to finally put my styler in. And the most important thing I could say is put your styler on while you're still in the shower. And I hate that side or that middle part going on in the middle of my head. I kind of hate it. I'm gonna do something about that because I did not know it looked like that at the top. But yeah, put your styler on while you're still in the shower on soaking wet hair, especially if you're using gel. Your hair needs to be as wet as possible, and you will not get that kind of wetness with a spray bottle, not at all. So I really make sure to soak my hair completely, use so much water before I put my styler on. To note for sure is that I am not finger detangling, I am not defining, I am not doing any of that. I am just simply putting the product on from root to tip and smoothing it in. I'll worry about defining it later. Right now I am just getting the product in my hair before my hair starts to dry. The benefits of putting your product on while you're still in the shower is that once you step out, your hair is not going to dry immediately. You're not going to need a spray bottle at all because you have the styler in your hair. And of course, having product in your hair makes it dry a lot less quicker than what it usually does. So I just finished defining my hair in the shower, and now it's time to separate, define, and dry. If you guys are watching this far, thank you very much. Basically, I'm trying to be as detailed as possible, as realistic as possible on what I normally do. So I know the shower part might be a bit long, but only it's because I'm not gonna cut the video. But yeah, thank you for watching so far. When doing this routine, I like to use flat clips only because it does not scrunch the hair, it doesn't rip out any hair, and it's good for parting. I got these from Amazon, and yeah, I really recommend flat clips. When I am doing my hair, I like to start from the back up only because it's easier, obviously, and a lot of people do it in sections of 4, and I kind of do it in a particular way, but I'm gonna show you guys right now. So the sun is starting to set, so I turn on my light. I really love that light. I'll put the link in the bio for that too. And what I'm going to do is I take the front, obviously, since I'm not going to be doing the front for a while, and I don't scrunch it, I don't mess up the curl, I just like put it up using the clip. And since the clip is flat, I don't have to worry about the clip messing up the hair or anything. And I just let that be up there. I take a little bit more product, just a tiny bit like that. And then I emulsify it in my hands and I smooth. Of course, smoothing is done in every single step. smooth it out, I just smooth it out, or I'll take the brush. But I'm putting the product on from root to tip because I know a lot of people struggle with puffiness at their roots. And then I just claw it through like that. Like that. And it's nice and defined. It's kind of it's gonna curl up, don't mind that, like straight part. And then I take the part that I just put up, take another little piece, clip that up. And if I feel like that piece has enough product already, sometimes I won't put more product and I'll just let it be. So I take like just a little tiny bit and just smooth that in. And if I feel like it won't need to be defined either, like I won't always take the brush. Sometimes I'll just smooth it and then I will claw my finger through. And this is shingling. I can't really section it the way I would with the front, so I just do like little small pieces instead. Just like that. Shingle it through. And I try not to touch the pieces that I've already done, but my nail got caught on it. The amount of product you use, it's really just dependent on what kind of volume you want. Like if I really wanted a lot of volume, I probably won't even use any product at all, or I'd probably use half of what I'm doing right now. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. And then I just make sure the hair is defined. Not defined. Oh, thing to know is make sure the hair is detangled by the time you shingle, because shingling is not finger detangling. My hair is already defined, it's already detangled. I'll smooth for like a few seconds to make sure it's defined. If I want to be really like cautious about it, I'll just run a brush through it for a sec. Oh, I just spilled that. Oh. But I'll run a brush through it for a sec. But I really make sure it's already defined. And then I do that. And then I don't touch it. Don't touch it at all. Now, when doing your hair, you don't want to wait too long to start like defining it, because you want to try to dry it like as soon as possible. You don't want to let your hair dry. While it's good to let the product set for maybe like a few minutes in the time between you shingling and doing all that, you really want to keep in mind that you don't want your hair to start drying too early. But by putting the product on while you're still in the shower, you are avoiding that whole, oh, my hair dries 5 seconds when I get out the shower, that whole fiasco. And of course, like, it's good to avoid, because you don't want your hair to like dry too fast, of course. So I really try to keep in mind like the issue on time and all that, because I don't want that to happen. But most times I won't really use the detangle brush for a sec. It's only on the parts that I feel like kind of need it, if I feel it, because smoothing is a feeling. You want your hair to feel smooth, not only look smooth, but it feels smooth. Like I could run my hand through it. The same way you'd smooth your hair out when you're doing perm rods or something, it's the same kind of feeling that you want. Like you don't want any knots and tangles. I keep getting caught. I'm not used to wearing acrylics, so it keeps getting caught. But typically after you're done defining it, you really don't want to touch it. So let me like redo that part. I messed up. Keep in mind I'm not a YouTuber, so I'm trying my best. So yeah, define that, take that part, define this, and then don't touch it again unless your finger gets caught like me. And the reason why I do the back a bit different from the front is only because of my visibility and parting it, but I'll add just a little bit. And make sure the product is on from root to tip. And you want to smooth it for a sec, because you don't want to like claw your finger through and there'd be a knot that you didn't know about. Cause like that would hurt, obviously. Like, see this? Like, this is what I mean. So if I feel that, I'm not gonna yank my finger through, I'm not gonna force it. I'm just gonna grab my brush and define it for a sec. Smooth it again. Smooth it through and through. And for me, it's a bit difficult because I'm using my phone as my mirror. Okay, so doing that. Now, moving forward, since I've done most of the back, I'm gonna split this in two because you know I like my parts to be on the middle part. And I use this one to hold this side. So I don't really touch it. Size of my hair. Okay, so when you're putting your styler on in the shower, that's when you decide if you want a middle part, side part, all of that. You can decide that beforehand. But what I do is I go straight across like this, see? Straight across. And then I work my way up. Instead of doing like circular parts or just small parts. And then I take the clip, make sure it's still flat. You never want to scrunch the hair or anything like that. Make sure it's still flat. And I don't really need a spray bottle. That didn't really go up. Keep in mind is I don't need a spray bottle because there's already the styler in it. My hair is not drying out like it normally would. And I just take a little bit, just a little bit. Multiply. And, you know, parting it like this, I found it's way easier than doing sections. One, it's faster. And two, it makes it easier to shingle the hair. So I smooth that in, make sure it's defined, and then I shingle it just for like a sec. And then that's it, don't touch it. And then move on. And it's fairly quick. And, you know, my first time doing this, I made the mistake of thinking I could do this all outside the shower and use a spray bottle. And that's just not the case at all. Not the case at all. Like, spray bottle, it's not nearly enough water. And I know you guys saw that past, like, what was it, 30 minutes of me washing my hair? And I use a lot of water. And spray bottle, it's just not nearly enough. So make sure you want to do everything in the shower. And this is the only part I do outside the shower, obviously. So just shingle that in. Okay, so put that down. Yeah, and then if I feel like I need to do it again, I'm careful to not mix up what I've already done versus what I'm doing. Yeah, I don't touch it after that. Like, any part I have, I'm not messing with it. I'm not touching it until it's dry. Because you don't want it to dry all crazy. Okay. Anything that gets on my knuckles, I just put it at the root. And there's no point I use oil, not at all. It's so hard without a mirror, oh my gosh. And define what I could. If I feel like it needs more product, I really focus on, like, I'll take like a little bit of product, rub it on my hand, and I'll really focus on getting it onto the roots, smoothing that in, and then just shingling that one part. For me, the part that gets frizzy is all of this in the front. Like, my hair, it's 3C4A, and for some reason, like, the front just can't hold a defined curl for a while. So this really helps me get all of my hair looking like it's one type, rather than if I were to use no product, it'd look like I have like 5 hair types on my head, especially the 4A part. So what I do on this side, it's actually very special too. You know those straight parts I do? So for the back, since I don't want this middle part going all the way back, so what I do is I start parting upward like that, right? And so I can narrow it down a little bit. But as you can see, both hair I'm not touching. I'm not throwing it in a bun. I'm not twisting it or braiding it. I'm just leaving it be. And smooth that out till it's smooth again before I run my fingers through it. Just a little bit of product. And I do it for maybe like 3 sections. Just so like I could just narrow that down, narrow that part down, because I don't want it to look like I just like did the hair in half, you know? I want to note though, if I were to use like the brush on a part, I smooth a lot after to get those clumps going back again. And then this is kind of a big part, so I'm gonna split that in 2, smooth that, and then so now that that's all defined, what I'm gonna do is start doing the front. And this is the part I'm like the most cautious about, obviously, just because this part really tends to like frizz up in the front, because this is where it's the most 4A. So I try my best to be careful about that. And the sun is setting. So brought out the light again. Okay, so I take my nail, do a straight part downward, smooth that out. Sorry, I just spilled that. I add a little bit more product, and you can see that texture really starting to come through. Okay. And then I do that. And then how big is that? I cut that in half. And then, you know, take any extra product on my hand. Do that. Cool beans. And then, yeah. So my dryer is Skin Act from Amazon, and you know I love it so much. And what I'm going to do is I put it on medium temp and I set it for maybe 25 minutes, and then I turn it on. The dryer does all the work. This is why I prefer hood drying over diffusing, because it does literally all the work for me, and I could just sit here on my phone. So my hair is completely dry, and as you can see, you know, this is my first wash and go in a while. I've had it in a protective style for the past month. So by my 3rd wash and go this month, I'm pretty sure it'd be fully trained. That's why I really stress the importance of smoothing during the wash. But right now it's fairly defined, fairly shrunk up. But by the morning it'll be bigger. Every day it gets bigger, basically. By day 3, I'm at my ideal volume, and it typically lasts me the whole week. But as you can see, it dried in clumps. And I used to be the type to obsess over that coil look. And now I've completely accepted this S shape that I get from smoothing. I don't know if you can see that. Let me grab a better strand. But yeah, this S shape right here, I love it. I love it so much. And through this, I get these S-shaped curls, which is typical of type 4 hair. And I think the tighter your curl gets, the more Z-like it gets. So if you have like 4C, you'll see a Z shape starting to emerge. But never will I say that everyone needs coily hair, when that's simply not the case for all of us. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Of course, as I get better at this whole YouTube thing, I feel like I'm starting from scratch. I feel like I'm like last summer when I made my TikTok account, my videos were terrible. And then the more content I made, the easier it got. And so yeah, this is the final look. I just dropped that bottle and I hope you guys like it. Please bear with me, I'm not a YouTuber. And yeah, this is the hair. This is the final results. Thank you.